If you've ever found yourself pushing people away, especially in moments when you need them the most, it's not that you're broken, fam. It's that you're wired to survive love in a way that is different from other people. I'm Eleanor, and this is Dismissible Me, where I keep it raw and real from the inside out about dismissive avoidant attachment. Like, share, and subscribe. Find me on Instagram. Check out the playlists, all that jazz. Everything is listed in the description box. And getting right into today's video on why I push people away when I needed them the most is, and the number one reason, I'm going to start with this first, even though it's not necessarily the top on my list, is I have a lot of fear and shame around vulnerability. And that stems from, if I have ever been vulnerable with somebody or shared something with someone or told them what was going on with me, I've never experienced, at least I'm not in my family system, somebody that I could talk to and 100% trust that what I told them was in a safe place with this person, or what I told them wouldn't go any further or anything like it, or wouldn't be brought up later, or wouldn't be kitchen like that. So for me, if I'm needing something, it makes more sense for me to try to figure it out on my own. Because if I figure it out on my own, even if I have to fail and pick back up again, at least I don't have to deal with the shit talking and all of that's going to come next if I ask for help or really put myself out there. Or, I'll say like I have this idea, or like I want to do this, and then it's shot down, or people don't want to support it. And I didn't really realize how much certain people in my family didn't support me until I had a certain level of success with something. And then I realized motherfuckers aren't even supposed to be talking about this. But because it was so big, these people felt like they were entitled to tell my business as if it was their own. And that's when I realized, but they never supported this business like they did this. And this has my face on it. And this is, and people that know me and would recognize my face, they don't know me at all. My face isn't even on this. It's just my voice. And you want to spread that around to everybody you know. And then not only that, align me with people that I have gone out of my way to burn the bridge between me and them for safety reasons. I'm avoiding people who have tried to do me great harm. Not a little bit of harm. Not hurt my fucking feelings. Great harm. You would connect me with them. I don't necessarily know that vulnerability is safe. So until I experienced that safeness with other people, that was not a thing for me. That was not a safe thing to do. So that's one reason why I push people away when I need them the most. Another reason is the fear of dependency. And I've spoken about this several times, which is, it's not just that I fear the other person becoming dependent on me or wanting and needing things, because now we're talking about when I need somebody the most. But for me, I don't want to get too comfortable depending on somebody for something. Excuse me, I had to cough. I don't want to have to depend on somebody for something and then I have to not depend on them, or I find out I'm depending on somebody that I can't trust, and then we go back to being embarrassed and having shame around being vulnerable and all that. So for me, that fear of being dependent, feeling too comfortable depending on somebody or relying on somebody, is also very high risk. So when I get into situations where I need a lot of help or I need assistance, I would rather crash the fuck out and try to figure it out on my own than ask for the help and deal with all of that. There's been situations where I was in a really bad way and not, like even with my health, I had a major health scare 3 years ago, and because I didn't want it to be a public thing, I didn't want it to leave really my house. I didn't leave my house, and I got through it, thank God. But it was a thing, and it's like that. These are things that I do because I don't feel safe asking for help. I don't feel safe being vulnerable. So that fear of dependency, and then the fear that I would depend on somebody and then I wouldn't be able to someday, or I'm depending on you and then I find out it's not safe to. Like, yeah, you'll follow through, but it's not safe. That's a thing. It's also self-protection from enmeshment, and I feel like I was kind of touching on that just a second ago, which is sometimes you really need somebody, but you don't have anybody to call that's a safe person, because sometimes people, and they don't even fucking realize it, they don't, that they see you as an extension of them, so they think that what you're sharing with them is for them to share with everybody. These people, it's self-awareness is a choice. You have to be willing to say, there are things about myself that are very dark and ugly and disgusting, and I want to address those and be a better person, right? So sometimes these people that are unsafe, they don't realize that they've connected you, and so they feel like your business is their business, and so they'll go and spread it. So for me, if I need something and I can't afford to have somebody think that what belongs to me also belongs to them, I will not ask for help. I'll push you away. I'll say nothing's wrong, nothing's going on, I got it, it's nothing, because this is not a safe place. This is not a safe person. It's already stressful. I don't need it to be unsafe, because stressful and unsafe are two different things. I can be stressed out. I can be very stressed out, so much so that I'm gaining a ton of weight and be okay. I can lose the weight. I can figure the situation out. Maybe it takes 6 months. Maybe it takes 8 months. I'll figure it out. But if I'm dealing with something and I'm trying to focus on it, and then you take it outside, and then I got to deal with hearing it from other people and dealing with that and optics and all that, I would just rather not involve you, because it's already stressful enough, and now I got to deal with the added element of what you're going to throw on top of it, and I don't know what the fuck that's going to be. So for me, I would just rather not, because the people that do stuff like this, they don't think it's a big deal. They genuinely don't, until you hold a mirror up to it, and then it's very uncomfortable again, because self-awareness is a choice. When people ask me, because I get plenty of DMs on Instagram, are people asking me, how do I get this person to change? Or, you're not going to get this person to change. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to hold your hands when I say this. You're not going to get this person to change. If they do not want to see themselves, they will not see themselves. We all see people, okay? We've all seen the body positivity movement. And I'm not about body shaming, but we've all seen people who look in the mirror and call themselves 10s. And you already know. And it's the same type of mentality. Is they think that they're a safe place. They just don't realize that they're not. Okay? That's what it is. And so, to avoid that enmeshment, you have to know what you're dealing with. That's the thing. I accept people for who they are. I accept you for who you are, and I can love you for who you are. But with me accepting you for who you are, I have to deal with you accordingly. You cannot ask me to accept you for who you are and then ask me to deal with you like you're somebody you're not. And that's where the problem lies. People don't want you to treat them for them. They don't want you to accept them for them. They want you to accept them for who they want to be. or who they want to be to you, or who you want them to be to you, depending on your situation. Another reason why I push people away when I need them the most is self-preservation and feeling that it is safer to be alone than to be disappointed or to be put in an uncomfortable situation, because I'm already in an uncomfortable situation. If I feel like I have to ask somebody for help, the shit's on fire all around me. Okay? It's really bad. It's really bad. So, like, I don't need to add to whatever I'm going on with the stress of other people or outside shit. So for me, it just makes more sense to keep it contained in-house to myself. It makes more sense to just isolate myself, give myself a break from everybody, friends, family, whatever, and just buckle down and figure out, how am I going to do this? What am I going to cut out? Am I going to give up this? I'm going to have to start doing this, or do I, like, just working it out myself. I would like to ask somebody for help, but it's like, is it worth it? I have to think of the pros and the cons, and I know there are people out there that don't have to think about it. They just, I need help, and they can just ask. But I'm like, I need help. Wait a minute. What's the cost? What's the cost? Can I afford to ask for help? That's the question that I'm having, that I tend to ask myself, is, can I afford to ask for this help? What is this help going to cost me? And is the cost of this worth the end result, or worth it? So that's what it is. Even when I want to stay in certain situations, or even when I want to bring somebody in, it just doesn't feel safe. It's just like, but it just doesn't feel safe. It just doesn't feel safe. So that's that. That's all I have for you today. So it's good to be back. I was thinking about you. I will be back tomorrow. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going in the comment section. And I will be tapping in with you very soon, family. Keep it real.